Rise and shine, Africa. What a glorious day to be alive and filled with joy. Good morning to our incredible viewers tuning in live on Housing TV Africa, channel 149, and joining us across all our social media platforms. Welcome to the Good Morning Africa show. I'm your host, Mimina Bagudu, and I'm thrilled to share this morning's journey with my co-host, the gentleman Obong Usoro.
Thank you very much, Memuna.
Hi, how are you
I'm
doing
fine.
today?
I'm doing very well.
Good to
Thank
know.
you. Good morning, Memuna. Good morning to every beautiful woman and to every woman. Of course, every woman is beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
Today is actually the International Women's Day, and we're absolutely delighted to be on the show with you and look at all the amazing things that the women has done. There would have been no survival without women. Women are like the fusion between life and procreation. So for every man that comes into life, for every woman that comes into life, you must have passed through a woman. So we can't overemphasize the importance of women in our life.
Thank
So
you.
congratulations to all of the women who are
Thank
celebrating
you.
International Women's Day. Yeah, and to all our amazing viewers, good morning and thank you for tuning in to Housing TV Africa. As we celebrate the incredible mark of our women who inspire us, women who go on this fantastic journey, get ready for a morning show filled with good and uplifting discussion, thought-provoking topics, and a vibrant celebration of the African women and the excellence that we see daily from African women.
Exactly. The construction, real estate, and built environment industries have long been male-dominated, with women facing significant barriers to entry and advancement. However, there is a growing recognition of the need to increase diversity and inclusion in these industries and to empower women to take on leadership roles. Today on the show, in celebration of the International Women's Day, we shine a light on the topic of breaking down barriers, empowering women in construction, real estate, and the built environment.
What are the barriers that limit our women from advancing in this industry? Joining us is a special guest that will help us make sense of this conversation. Don't go nowhere. But before then, let's go listen to I Can Make It. You too can make it. Every woman can make it. Of course, the men too will make it. See you in a minute.
Hello viewers, welcome to today's edition of I Can Make It. And I can assure you, you will surely make it, because that statement is actually speaking possibilities into your situation. And that's what every one of us need at every point in time. Many things will tell you it's impossible. You are the one that will tell yourself that inside these impossibilities, I can work something out by the help of God, that I will get results that are better off than what other people have ever gotten. So today, I want us to focus on this particular phrase: solution has been before problem. Now, when this is well understood by you, that there is no problem in life that doesn't have a solution. And before that problem exists, the solution to the problem is already existing. Now, when you approach life like this, in every area of your life, anytime problems are showing up, always tell yourself that the first thing is this: solution has been before problem. Now, when the problem confronts you, I'm not saying you should run away from your problem or you just continue to speak without taking an action. I can make it is what will now drive you to start studying. How do I get solutions to this particular problem? I know the solutions to this problem exist. Let's take, for example, a married woman that has been trusting God for the fruit of the womb. 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. But she kept telling herself that I can make it. I will become a mother. I will be fruitful. Beloved, I tell you that as she continues with that strong belief, that resilience, God in his infinite mercies will answer her prayers, and God will divinely connect her, probably with a good doctor, a gynae that will be able to examine her, and they will be able to dictate where the faults are coming from. And by the time she probably goes through 1 or 2 treatments, you will discover that that person that had been called barren before is now pregnant and expecting to become a mother. So I want you to also believe that solutions have been before problem in every area of life. At times when you are approaching life, probably you just started a business, the enthusiasm that this business will work well, you've done your feasibility studies, your executive summary is telling you that this is how this business will thrive, and all of a sudden you started the business. The first season you were doing well, the second season still started dwindling, and the third season the business really nosedived. All you need to do is to keep telling yourself that this business will make it. I can make it. I will succeed in this particular business. At times, business, they are like a sine curve. If you know sine curve in mathematics, it goes up, it comes down, it goes up, it comes down. No business that you see today that is succeeding, that you can say is a linear graph that will start from the origin and just continue to increase like that. No, they will always have their tilting period. And I can assure you that though that moment the sine curve is tilting down, what you are expected to do is, how will I be able to sustain this business so that even though it's coming down, I can raise it up. So I can make it is a phrase that will open you up for learning. Learning is very, very important when you are seeking the solutions that have been existing before your problem. Don't stop learning. Any man that stops the act of learning, that man has started digging his grave from that particular day. Every 24 hours must increase you. And as you are increased every 24 hours, you as a person, you will see the values that are added to you. And that is what beautifies life. 24 hours must not be wasted. Values must be added. So don't just sit down, spend so much time on social media. Even if you're on the social media, use the social media to increase your content level. And I can assure you, the more you increase your knowledge level, the more you are surrounded with solutions all around you. And that is very, very important. Solution as being before problem is a statement that as every one of us will begin to work with this understanding, you will be able to make it. And whatever comes your way in form of a problem, you always approach it that I know the solution have come. I may not have gotten the solution right now, but I know as I continue to progress, seeking for help, seeking for how to solve this problem, there will come a time that the solution to this problem will come. And the day solution comes, the narrative will change. And in this new year, I want you to please take note of this. God is still changing the narratives for people. Your business, your family, your career, anything you lay your hands on, whatever may be the challenge or challenges that have been coming your way, I want you to be rest assured that the solution to those problems exists before the problem. And I just want to encourage you that as you progress, God will divinely connect you with the solution to your problem. Thank you very much for listening to this edition of I Can Make It. And I want you to go with this, that solution has been before problem. See you in the next episode. Thank you.
Visit Housing TV Africa on YouTube and click on the subscribe button. Subscribe to Housing TV Africa to stay updated on latest happenings in Nigeria's housing sector. Follow our social media pages, like and share our posts. On Facebook, Housing TV Africa. On Twitter, Housing TV Africa. Instagram, Housing TV Africa. Join the conversation and keep up with latest housing updates.
Welcome back to the show. We're thrilled to introduce our distinguished guest, Mrs. Mercy Yotier, FNIQS, RQS, and MAPM, a renowned expert in the real estate industry. Mrs. Yotie is the Deputy President of the Real Estate Developers Association of Nigeria, REDAN, and also the Executive Director, Z Habit Limited Construction. She's also the Chair for International Federation of Surveyors Commission and Chair of Construction Economics and Management. She happens to be the first female quantity surveyor in the northern region of Nigeria, the first female chairperson of the chapter in NIQS FCT chapter precisely, the pioneer and founder chairperson of Women Association of Quantity Surveyors, the first woman to represent the Institute on the Council of the African Association of Quantity Surveyors, and the first woman to be elected in the position of the Deputy President of the NIQS. I don't even know how to start off, but you're highly welcome. A lot of firsts. You're highly welcome, Mrs. Mercy Yotie. Thank you so much for joining us today on the Good Morning Africa show, and happy International Women's Day.
Thank you very much for having me, and good day to all, and a happy International Women's Day.
You're highly welcome. So first, let me start off with this. Okay, so I'll start my question with what really inspired you to pursue a career in the real estate sector and the built environment?
Thank you for that question. At a young age, I had natural inclination for numbers and for technical issues. I had my brother who was an engineer, who was studying engineer. My husband was studying architecture, and initially I wanted to do medicine, to read medicine, but then soon after showing that interest, I discovered I did not belong there. I belonged to dealing with the blocks and cement and all those materials that are not human beings. It's easier for me to deal with them. So I decided to take a study in the Department of Engineering, and at that time quantity surveying was under the engineering department. And as my brother was an engineer, we all agreed, well, because of my interest in numbers and mathematics, could do well in the quantity surveying profession. So I pursued it, and that's how I have no regret for that, because it's a natural interest that I have in that.
So I'd like to ask, how's the journey been? 30 years, it's been 35 years, it's been 20 years, but I know it's been a long time.
Over 40 years.
Oh, over 40 years. Yes. So how's it been looking back now and looking at the practice when you came into the practice newly, and at this level? I know we have more women now in the sector. Can you actually pass the torch? What will you say? Give us a commentary around the time frame. How's it been?
Well, as you have already stated, there are differences between when I went to school and graduated and now. When we did our own course, most of us were just one lady amongst so many men, 20, 30, and you will find just one female. In some classes there were no female at all. But we were able to navigate through our courses because we had the passion to read quantity surveying. We decided to put all that it took to acquire the knowledge without distractions. We were able to face the course, to do very well in the course. And the women used to do very well. I did very well. Despite that, I gave birth to my first child during the period that we were writing exams, final exams for that matter. But you know, it was an interesting journey, and it's still an interesting journey for me, because as soon as I was able to make good grades, I knew that the sky would be my limit, and I decided to acquire professional qualification, which is the first thing that you have to do as a professional. You must go for your professional qualification. After that, you get your license. You become registered as a quantity surveyor, and it applies to all other professions. After that, you begin to carry out personal and career development of yourself and of the career that you want to pursue. When you develop yourself, you will find out that, yes, you are fitted, you are well fitted into any area that you want to pursue, whether it's a government organization you want to go in, or private sector organization. For me, I started with government organization, because I was it was my childbearing age at the time, and I felt I should work in government where I could close earlier, look after children, be able to balance my family life and work life, and to have time for my children, to teach them very well manners, to teach them character, and teach them some academic progression, you know. So not to leave them only to teachers, you know, after school teachers, but I myself, I thought I could teach as well as the teachers. So I had that time, and it involves a lot of hard work. It means you are working hard for your family, and you are working hard at your place of work, because if you don't, then there will be a missing link somewhere, and you can't have a balance, a good balance. So you just really have to prioritize what is important for you. You pursue it. What is not important, you keep it at the bottom of the ladder. So first was trying to balance family life and the career life, and in this profession, because it was a male-dominated profession, and in those days we were very few, so we had to be able to overcome stereotyping by men that it was not a profession for the women. You just forget about that. Whatever you can do, face it and do it well. Don't care what others what they are saying about you. That's what you've chosen for yourself, and you pursue what you have chosen for yourself, because you believe in yourself that you can do it, that you can deliver. So that was how I managed to thrive in this male-dominated industry, by developing myself, by behaving myself well, and then making sure that I did some personal development for myself. And personal development does not mean only reading, developing in your own area of expertise. You need a wide knowledge. Read as many books as you can, whether they concern your profession or not. You need to know what is happening at political level. You need to know what's happening in the rest of the world. You need to know the things that are happening in maybe other people's lives that will impact you. You need to get to know those who can be your mentors. And if you don't read or you don't watch, there's no way you can even identify who can be your mentor. So, for example, in my own time, when I watched CNN and I saw how Aman-Paul and so on, how hard they were working, Joyce Meyer, and so I always thought I should be as hardworking as they were doing, because they were able to achieve a lot and seamlessly. So you have to watch and read hard. So, and then you have to look out for business opportunities, especially if you're in the private sector, so that it's all part of the journey. If you want to succeed, look out for business opportunities for yourself.
Okay, thank you so much for sharing your thoughts on that. So, for one who has been in the built sector for over 45 years, good to see that you've had lots of experiences. During your own time, you made mention of, being, in most cases, you get to see, only just one female in that class. But in the present day that we are in now, we have, a lot of, women that are into the construction industry. So I would love to ask you this. What do you think are the biggest challenges women face in the present day construction and real estate sector?
Yeah, it's very good news for me that we have a lot more women now in this sector. In my own profession, it reached a point where we had to decide. The then president, Mr. Ajanle Kuku, and I was also in council then, and we saw the lackluster attitude of women, not even participating in the professional activities. You turn and look at the accountants, and more than 50% were women. So we thought to ourselves, what can we do to encourage women? What are the challenges that they are facing? And so how can we mitigate these challenges? What can we do to help? And that was when we formed the Women Association of Quantity Surveyors of Nigeria. As I pioneered it, we looked at all these challenges. One of the challenges was stereotyping of the women in this the industry, in quantity surveying, in architecture, in other sectors. And what this meant was the men felt, look, this is not a suitable, this is not suitable for women. Why are you coming in there? Why are you staying on the site in the sun instead of being at home or being in the office? So this sometimes scared the women. So we needed to do some advocacy to get them together and to demystify this and encourage them. There was no point to, you have the knowledge, you can garner the experience, you acquire the skill, so march on. There's no stopping, nobody will stop you. We brought them together to encourage them to work hard and to say, even though this is a labor-intensive, in some areas, some of the areas are labor-intensive, but there are so many other areas that are not labor-intensive in the industry that you can work in, They also complained or had the challenge of inflexible working hours because if you are working in the private sector, you close at 5. And sometimes you don't even close until you have reached a stopping level for you to close. So that was a problem for some women. We did a survey. Some had cultural barriers. Their husbands would not allow them to be participating, to travel from one place to go to another town. And another challenge was, the lack of confidence that they had in themselves. They just were not so confident of themselves because of this image or stereotyping image. It's not meant for women. So these are some of the challenges. Other challenges include like slow career development as a woman. Your mates, your male colleagues are going for courses. You can't leave your children and go to another town to attend a course except you carry the family with you. So others included even getting job, that is entrance into the workspace was a challenge because maybe the organizations were not so interested in employing women for whatever obvious reasons they had. And so as the pioneer chair, we had to bring the women out from their hiding places and encourage them and to imbibe their profession and face it and grow in it. If it is money they want to make, they can make money out of it. If they have other responsibilities, this is how to prioritize it. We got speakers who are good speakers to come and put them through how to the processes of even public speaking and gaining confidence. So we did all that to encourage the women in their profession, and it worked out. So we started to have more of the women coming in. We encouraged them to qualify. We encourage them to become fellows, to get to the height of their cadre in the profession. Because some of them were more than qualified to get to the highest, but they just they just did not take any steps. But you see, when you keep talking and encouraging people and they see the need, what are the benefits, then you find that people begin to take advantage, so that they can get the benefits.
Yeah, so I'd like to ask the next question now. Working in a male-dominated environment, has it been, even from school, your university days, those days in the classroom, were your male colleagues, were they receptive, were they friendly, were they giving you that enabling ground to grow together with them? And even when you came into practice, I know, like you mentioned, it's been a male-dominated, environment. How has it been growing professionally with people in that kind of sector, the male folks? Talk about them.
Yeah, my own experience about the male folks in the quantity surveillance profession is a good experience for me, because I did not experience any negative treatment from them. Neither did I experience any intimidation from them, and they were very friendly. But I think it could be, I'm not sure, but it could be that I carried myself well. I had the knowledge that I needed. There was nothing on the table that I could not discuss with the men. So I could compete at any level, whether I acquired site experience. I was always on the site. I didn't choose to stay in the office. I wanted to see everything in reality, because in school, they taught us the practicals. You go and mix concrete, push it in a wheelbarrow. I'm not sure they do that anymore. But it's just to show you the right mix, for example, on the side of concrete, 1 to 2 to 4, or 1 to 3 to 6, or whatever it is. So you are not just sitting in the office and imagining what 1 to 3 to 6 looks like. So if there's a conversation about any aspect of construction works, whether it's air conditioning, electricity, plumbing, and you are there and you know what you are talking about. I don't think anybody will look at you through another eye, you know. In fact, because they know that women work very hard, you are likely to be called to head that a committee, because they know you will deliver. So you cannot head a committee, for example, if you don't know it yourself. So you know, you earn the respect of your male colleagues, and to me, and in the quantity surveying profession that I grew, I didn't have not witnessed where the men were unnecessarily difficult because you are a woman. No, I think the respect that you earn for yourself, they give it to you. But I believe also that if any woman chooses not to respect themselves and just say because they are women, so they should be considered, even if they don't have the stuff in their head. To me, I don't believe in that, and I think women should work hard, should be committed to whatever they choose to do. They should have confidence in what they believe in, and make sure that they go to the top. They climb the ladder to the top of, go into managerial positions, go as site supervisors in countries like Zambia, in the US. Many women are site supervisors on the site. And because you are not looking at your glass ceiling, whether you are breaking it or not. No, don't consider anything that's about your limitations. No, go ahead for what you believe in. Pursue it. There's nobody that can stop you from achieving your pursuits.
Wow, that was a very, a very big eye opener. Thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing your experiences with us. So, our conversation with our guest has been truly enlightening, shedding light on the challenges and opportunities facing women in the built industry. But the conversation does not end here. After the short break, we'll be diving into the opportunities that exist for women to break barriers and overcome the challenges facing women in the built sector, from empowerment and education to policy changes and innovative solutions. We'll explore the ways in which women can achieve that top spot in the real estate and housing sector. Stay with us. We'll be back shortly to continue the discussion.
Get credible and authentic housing news at your fingertips by downloading the Housing TV mobile app. You can also join the African International Housing Show live from across the globe through the Housing TV mobile app. The mobile app features live streaming and trending housing news. You can locate the AIHS venue via the app, network with AIHS seasoned speakers, and live chat with exhibitors. You can also order house or building materials at AIHS via this app. Download the Housing TV mobile app now from the App Store and Google Play Store. And don't forget to click on the notification button. Available for both iOS and Android users. Housing TV is also on Star Times, channel 149 decoder.
Welcome back to the Good Morning Africa show on Housing TV. If you're just joining us, you are in for a treat, trust me. We have this amazing conversation we're having with beautiful women. Today, we're actually celebrating the National Women's Day, and I'm blessed to be among women. Blessed am I. I think that's what they say. So today's discussion is centered on breaking down barriers, empowering women in construction, real estate, and the built environment. A special guest, Mrs. Mercy Iyote, I hope I got that correct, has been sharing expertise, insights, providing valuable education and perspective to this very critical topic. She firsthand has actually broken barriers, like you mentioned. You know, you demystified the myths coming from the north. and going into a profession that is male dominated, and not just being in a profession, you know have actually carved a niche for yourself, written your name in the sands of time. Is actually an amazing thing. And I hope and I know that you may be mentoring more young people to come in. But I'll go to the next question now. Let's talk about financing, because education needs money. You couldn't have done this without education, you know. So, and maybe the support of, you talked about your brother who was already enlightened, and you know the cycle continues. So what happens to the women in the rural community today, those in Abaji, those in the other community,
Kwali area counts. In
Kwali,
short, most of the communities in the FCT
Kiakasa,
and
many
other
other
places.
communities,
Yes.
and even where you come from, what happens to them? How do they get these opportunities to even get to sit on this table with the passion they have, but nobody to push them? Let's talk about what you are doing, influencing and helping other people come after you.
Okay, thank you for that question. During my days as a student, especially, I was privileged to have my parents who were who had the resources to send me to school. Uh, you know, that was the legacy that my father promised he will leave all of us, and he did leave that legacy. All of us, his children, some are doctors, some are professors, engineers, you know, some work with World Bank and so on. So mining engineers, chemical engineers. He just made sure that he spent his life to leave us with good education, because he felt that that is the only thing he can leave for us. You die and you don't go with your children, you leave them where you left them. If you did not uh, develop a good platform for their growth, for their progression in life, you see they will have issues. Not everybody is privileged to have parents who could do that like I did. Those, and again, during my university education, the state government gave us scholarship. State government gave us scholarship to read, gave me scholarship to go and read master's degree. So I applied because I don't know about now, but it was easy then, very easy. Now, not everyone is privileged, and so we always, for me, I always call on the government to help those who are helpless, truly those who cannot fund their own education. It's not only going to school, but skills education. Skills education is very important. And it is one thing that we have missed in this country. We don't have so many vocational schools anymore. I know in those days we had vocational schools, and you had to have that certificate. They call it crafts, I think, trade test, yes, certificate. And most of the skilled people who made it in life, they just went through these skills, vocational schools, and got it.
Sure.
Somehow the whole thing just died with different policies, educational policies. Sometimes we're told 633 from a certain, after 6 you can go, but I don't think it has worked very well. I doubt if it has worked very well. If you go around some states, a lot of states, you will not see vocational schools where those who could not make it. It's not everybody that has the brain to go to university. I mean, that is the truth. And if you look at countries that have developed, skills acquisition is so important. Almost half of workers are who can work on their own, you know. have their own motor garages. You know, they didn't go to university. They went to study mechanic and so on. So if government can bring back uh, more vocational schools, I think lately they've been trying to toy with policy change again, but I think it has been put on hold for a while for more consultation, I believe. So it is one thing that government can do. It is another thing for NGOs, you know, to help those who are unable to make any sense of life. That's if I may put it in that way, because when you don't have hope, when you don't have a skill, you don't know, you are unemployable. So you end up just loitering around, and these are the people that are so easy to just people attract them with just small money and turn them into criminals. I tell you, if young people, especially in some parts of this country, are empowered by giving them skills, they won't have time to go and join criminals to carry out kidnapping or banditry, or just be loitering on the streets. Sometimes not knowing how they will eat the next meal. At times you look at such people and it's a hopeless case for them. They don't really care about life. Yeah. So you can knock, they don't care if you knock them down, they are it's good riddance. So we need to help our young people who cannot, and I think government must take the lead in this. I think private sector also has a part to play. NGOs, I know, for example, that System is one of those organizations that is helping to build, artisans' skills, and especially, I'm always impressed when I see so many women who go there to acquire skills in electrical, plumbing, carpentry. A woman I saw after attending this artisanship course, she's building kitchen cabinets, wardrobes for people, for houses, and earning money. But if she didn't acquire this skill, please, tell me today. I don't think she would have been in that position to even be happy with her life. So it's very important. And we as women, it's part of what we're discussing, accelerating action for this year. And every year we have different slogans, and if we can help ourselves. Today we discuss on the webinar different ways for women to help themselves, getting access to finance, how to make it easier for women, collaterals, to make collateral easier, maybe interest rate, lower the interest rate for women in the private sector. If to allocate loans, intentionally for women in the private sector that require, like in the real estate, you require to build houses, and it's a lot of money. So if women who want contract, and if government can give them priority, not to give everything, but at least allocate some, say this must go to women. So we'll be building up women small by small, you understand? Or loans. If you are giving women loans, and you are giving the same conditions like the man, a man already maybe has his own land, the woman did not care to bother, she didn't even know. So, and you are saying collateral must be land, already she's disqualified. There are other ways. Women, in my own opinion, don't run away with funds, loans that they collect. Honestly, they normally try to put it into use, and there's a way you can monitor how a woman is using her money. She will definitely not go and just buy cars. We'll be traveling about, we'll take more wives, with all due respect to the men. With all due respect to the she won't go and marry more husbands.
More husbands.
So that's it's easier. It's easier to recover loans from women than men, in my opinion, honestly. So these are some measures that both government and individuals, at individual level, if a woman is rich, you just look for a few women that you can help out, and they will be very grateful to you. Even if it's a loan you are giving them, it's a personal loan, you can recover it. If you have so much to dash, fine. But we must help each other. And the awareness also, I think, is very important, because you cannot do what you don't know. So if you are not aware of such opportunities, then there's there's no way you can go for it. So
Thank you so much for making it easy. You know, she said women are good managers when it comes to loan. That part really caught my attention, and I know you will agree with us.
You don't need to know. We'll talk about that.
Oh, we'll talk about that. Okay, so this is actually my last question for today. You made mention of policies, government, private organizations, which of course we know that one individual cannot do it alone. The government cannot do it alone. Also, the private stakeholders as well cannot do it alone. So let's look at policies. As an expert in the built environment, who have spent, you know, a very good number of years, what do you think are the policies or programs that the government can implement to support women's advancement in the construction industry?
one of them, like I said, is to have, you know, a construction bank or development bank, whatever name you call it, that is also dedicated to women, that with some special concessions and great monitoring, so that it's not abused. Honestly, it is. There's no way you can progress without money. The way I see it, you must have money to make money.
Of course.
And you must have money to improve yourself, even yourself, because you know, having this money, you must distribute. Some part is for your family, some is for yourself, some is for, but zero money, you are looking to go to die. So it is important for what we call is empowerment, for women to be empowered in any way at all. That requires that at the government level, there are policies that can help women, such as maternity policies, if they are skewed towards assisting the woman, so she's not she doesn't suffer any damages. Even the private sector to the same thing. These days, women can work from home, and it's a good thing. Also, the women should be able to help themselves, acquire technological knowledge. Is e-learning. E-learning is so easy. You don't even need to waste so much money. You only need to buy credits, data, and use, and you must devote the time for e-learning. Yeah, the same with working virtually from home. These are policies that can be helpful to women who need to work from home. It's not every woman. If you don't have any encumbrances, any hinder, why should you not come to work physically? But there are women who just need to work from home to help them. And it's just normally for a while. With time, whatever was their was the challenge that they had goes away, and they are back to normal. But I think that it is that's the part that we as women ourselves have to play, and not just wait for someone else to do everything for us. We have to help ourselves as well. And if you look out, and also one of the other policies is to just make sure that the work environment is safe for a woman, the environment, health and safety, hygienic and all that. We make life easy for a woman. Those who must take their children to office and so on. I sometimes I see things like this. They can be helped to get somewhere to keep their children if they are not a creche, People who have the monies, or they can support women in various ways, such as this, helping with creche if a woman cannot afford it, because things are very hard now. Then for us again as women, we need to mentor each other, mentor the younger ones as a way to help bring them up, lift them up, be good role models for them, and make it. Government should, highlight or glorify the role models that women should, so that the women can see these are the people that we can go to mentor, so if you don't celebrate such, if you look at the list of even what do they call it? The ones given by government.
Okay, the awards.
The awards. You will say, those national honors. Very few women.
Very few women, actually.
Very few women.
Very few women.
And you begin to wonder what is happening. We have women presidents of organizations. You don't see them. They are being given, maybe because they are not in government or something. But they, at all levels of achievement,
We have women.
We have women, and they should be celebrated.
Thank you so much.
Obviously and absolutely, I do celebrate women daily, and we know I will keep celebrating women. I think as a country we've also tried. There's a time we talk about 15%, and now we're talking about 35%.
We can do better.
But I know we can do better. So going to the
have you gone to the 30 already?
Okay.
Have you gone to the 30 already? Yeah. So let me just add one more.
Okay,
I think in these days of technology, there's something called digital technology, digital construction. It is an area where if any woman is not well spread yet, and if women want to educate themselves in it, specialize, get skills in it, I think it's an area that is futuristic in nature. This is the way to go now. If government, especially if government decides to make it a policy, in many countries they have started making it a policy. For example, building information modeling. If you must be compliant, otherwise you don't get jobs. Now, if women who stay at home and have all the time, or those who have the time, not staying at home, and they learn this skill, this technology, they will be selling like hot cake, yes. And by the time government decides to turn their faces to, look, let us develop beyond this manual, these things we are doing. They are ready, and they will be hot cake. The people will be looking for them.
That's a very good information. Thank you so much, Mrs. Mercy Yotta, for sharing your your wealth of knowledge on today's episode of the Good Morning Africa show. So as we wrap up today's inspiring conversation on the Good Morning Africa show, I want to leave you with a powerful message. To all the incredible women watching, remember, believe in yourself because you're capable of achieving greatness. You're strong, resilient, and talented. Don't let anyone dull your sparkle. Accelerate action for yourself, for your future, and for the generations to come. Empowered women empower women. Let's lift each other up and create a brighter, more equitable world for all.
Yeah, and so I'd just like to say, like she mentioned, that women should support women. So women supporting women, accelerate action women, and I love women. Women have done a lot of things to help our world. So your strength, your resilience, your determination inspires all of us because we all came from women. Yeah. Well done, women. Keep shining and do not let your light fade no matter the circumstance. My name is Ubong Osoro.
I am Imena Bagudu. Thank you for watching this episode. You can watch subsequent episodes by subscribing to our YouTube channel, Housing TV Africa. Follow Housing TV Africa on all social media platforms, and do not forget to download the Housing TV Africa mobile app on Google Play Store and Apple Store to stay connected and informed wherever you go. Have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Housing TV Africa, your first in